Hey travelers, welcome back. Today I'm taking you on a journey that may sound like fiction, but I promise every word of it is true. Forget polished shopping malls and luxury boutiques. We're diving deep into the strangest, most mind-bending markets on earth. Places where people don't just buy food or souvenirs, they buy spells, barter with rice, and maybe, just maybe, speak to the dead. Ready? Let's go. Here are the first 5 markets that made me question reality. 1. Witches Market, La Paz, Bolivia. When I arrived in La Paz, I was expecting mountains, llamas, maybe a good cup of coca tea. What I didn't expect? A whole street lined with dried llama fetuses hanging from hooks like herbs. Welcome to the Mercado de las Brujas, the witches market. Locals believe these preserved fetuses bring luck when buried beneath the foundation of a new home. But that's just the beginning. There are potions, love powders, dried frogs, and even spells to remove bad energy, all sold by women called yateris, spiritual healers dressed in black shawls and wide skirts. I watched one of them blow smoke into a bottle and whisper words I couldn't understand, then hand it to a tourist with a smile. This market doesn't sell products, it sells power. 2. Chatuchak Market, Bangkok, Thailand. Now this one might sound more ordinary. At first, Chatuchak is one of the largest weekend markets in the world. Over 15,000 stalls. You can buy anything from live snakes to vintage denim. But what makes it truly strange is the secret animal trade hidden behind smiles and silk scarves. In the deeper sections, under plastic tarps and fake flower stalls, I saw glass cages with slow lorises, endangered turtles, even tiny monkeys, all clearly not supposed to be there. Whispers followed me. One seller told me in broken English, "You want something different?" I left shaken, realizing this was the glossy surface of something much darker. 3. The Mummy Market, Egypt, Black Market. This one you'll never find on TripAdvisor. It took me weeks of digging, asking locals and trusting shady sources in Cairo to even hear whispers of it. They say there's a black market for mummies, real human remains, stolen from unguarded tombs or old storage rooms, sold for tens of thousands. Collectors, occultists, and the ultra-rich are among the buyers. I didn't witness a sale, but I was taken into a back room of an antique store in Old Cairo. Inside was a sarcophagus lid, cracked but beautiful, and next to it, what looked like a wrapped foot. The air was thick. My guide said softly, "Only for serious buyers. But you shouldn't be here." I left, quickly. Sometimes curiosity opens doors you don't want to step through. 4. Shaanxi Ghost Market, China. Imagine this. It's 2 a.m. and you're in a quiet Chinese town. The streets are empty, but suddenly lights flicker on in a narrow alley. Tables appear out of nowhere. People begin to gather. What's happening? It is a ghost market, so named because it opens only after midnight and vanishes before dawn. Vendors sell strange relics, antique coins, shadow puppets, even scrolls written in ink that vanishes when touched. Some of it feels like junk. Some of it feels cursed. No one speaks loudly. It's as if they all know something I don't. The strangest thing? I bought a small carved figurine, a cat with 3 eyes. The vendor looked at me and said in Mandarin, "You won't sleep tonight." I didn't. 5. Bata Market, Uttarakhand, India. Far from the modern chaos of Delhi, deep in the mountains of Uttarakhand, lies a village where money doesn't exist, at least not during the annual Liti Market festival. Here, thousands of people gather from surrounding areas to exchange goods without currency. Rice for wool, potatoes for iron tools, jewelry for goats. It's like stepping into a living museum of ancient trade. No shouting, no bargaining in dollars or rupees. Just hands, smiles, and ancient codes of honor. One man gave me a bag of spices in exchange for a power bank I didn't even use anymore. He told me, "We trade for life, not profit." It was beautiful, pure, and yes, totally real. These were the first 5. And if you think that's wild, wait till you hear what's coming next. Hey adventurers, if you thought the first 5 markets were surreal, hold on tight. Because in this chapter, we're stepping into the truly unbelievable. Markets where items breathe, where objects seem to watch you, and where locals whisper stories they swear are true, but never speak of them twice. Here are the next 5 markets that blew my mind and haunted my dreams. 6. Fetish Market, Lomé, Togo. Welcome to Africa's largest voodoo market. And trust me, this isn't for the faint-hearted. As I walked into the open space just outside the city center, I was immediately overwhelmed by the smell of dried herbs and something darker. On the tables, monkey heads, bird skulls, dried crocodile skins, talons, and entire snakes, arranged like museum artifacts. This is the Akodesewa fetish market, where practitioners of voodoo, come to find items for rituals, blessings, or, if needed, curses. A man approached me holding a hyena paw and said, "This one heals betrayal." I laughed nervously. He didn't. There's power in this place. You feel it. You don't question it. 7. Snake Market, Jakarta, Indonesia. You will hear them before you see them. The low hiss of hundreds of snakes coiled in plastic tubs. In Jakarta's Pasar Pramuka market, snakes aren't just sold as pets. They're also medicine. Locals believe certain snake species can cure joint pain, skin disease, even improve stamina. I saw men calmly handling 5-foot pythons, slipping them into sacks for customers like groceries. But the most surreal part? One vendor offered me a cup of snake blood, freshly tapped mixed with honey. "Good for male energy," he winked. I took a sip. Regret came instantly. 8. Sonora Market, Mexico City. This market is chaos, wild, colorful, and bursting with energy. But buried deep in its corners lies something else. The brujeria section. Witchcraft stalls selling everything from healing candles to love spells, voodoo dolls to death potions. One seller had shelves of Santa Muerte statues, skeletal female saints worshipped by narcos, outcasts, and spiritual seekers alike. Another offered limp bundles of herbs, murmuring prayers as he tied them. "For protection," he said. "From who?" I asked. He only smiled. I left with a bag of incense and an unshakable sense of being watched. 9. Floating Market of the Dead, Manmasia, fictional fusion. Now I have to clarify, this one is half real, half whispered legend. Locals in a remote area near the India-Bangladesh border told me about a river market that appears only during festival nights. 11. The Cave Market of Matmata, Tunisia. You've probably seen Matmata before. It is where they filmed Luke Skywalker's home in Star Wars. But what many don't know is that real families still live in these caves, and they host a market that feels like it's from another galaxy. I stepped into a cool, dim tunnel and found baskets of dates, spices, and handmade rugs glowing in the filtered light. Women in bright veils sat on carved rock benches, selling fermented goat cheese and desert medicine. What struck me most was the silence. No yelling, no bargaining. Just quiet respect, underground. It felt more like a temple than a market, a place untouched by time. 12. Meklong Railway Market, Thailand. This one, absolutely insane. Imagine walking through a bustling street market, veggies, fish, umbrellas overhead, and then suddenly, a loud horn blares, everyone jumps into motion, and a train comes barreling through. I kid you not, Meklong Railway Market is built on active train tracks. When the train comes multiple times a day, vendors calmly pull back their canopies, move baskets a few inches, and step aside. The train passes by with inches to spare, and then everything goes right back to normal. It's not just efficient, it's hypnotic. 13. Souk al-Jinn, the Market of the Jinn, Oman. Deep in Oman's desert, I heard tales of a hidden bazaar near a sinkhole, where locals whispered that the jinn, spirits from Islamic folklore, dwell and sometimes trade. The Souk al-Jinn isn't marked on maps, but I found a small group of sellers outside the Majlis al-Jinn cave laying out charms, black stones, and scrolls written in ancient script. One vendor looked me in the eye and said, "These items are not for decoration. They carry presence." He claimed one stone could summon a protector, another could steal someone's soul. Was it real? I don't know. But I haven't unpacked that stone since. 14. Imilchil Market of Marriage, Morocco High in the Atlas Mountains. Once a year, tribes gather for the Imilchil marriage market, a tradition born from tragedy and love. Hundreds of Amazigh, Berber men and women dress in their finest clothes and meet in open-air tents to propose marriage. Families arrange some unions, others form from eye contact and shared prayers. It's not chaotic, it's deeply ceremonial. I watched a girl barely 18 whisper something to her grandmother, then turn to a boy with henna-stained hands. He nodded. They would be married by sundown. Some say love has no marketplace. They haven't seen Imilchil. 15. The Widow's Market, India, Vrindavan. This one broke me. In the holy city of Vrindavan, Many widows come to live out their days after being abandoned by families who see them as bad luck. But once a week, these same women run a small market, selling homemade sweets, flowers, and small prayers. Their faces are wrinkled, but their eyes are fierce. They sing hymns while stirring pots. They laugh with each other like girls. I asked one woman, "Why do you sell?" She said, "Because I'm still alive, and the world should see me." And that, my friends, is the end of this unbelievable tour. 15 markets from around the world that prove the world is still full of mystery, beauty, strangeness, and soul. Which one shocked you most? Would you ever visit one? Or are some doors best left closed? If you love this journey, leave a comment below and share your thoughts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and come with me on the next wild adventure. Until then, travel strange, stay curious, and never stop looking beyond the obvious.